The Volo Bog, located in Lake County, 45 miles north of Chicago, is one of the most unique bog ecosystems found in the entire United States. The Volo Bog was formed as a consequence of glacial activity. The tremendous weight of the Wisconsin Glacier created a depression on the underlying ground that eventually filled up with water. The original lake was 50 acres, but was very poorly drained because locally the gradient in elevation was very low. The vegetation in the lake began with sphagnum moss that formed around the outside edges in and amongst the cattails and sedges. As the plants died and decomposed, the peat thickened, providing supporting materials for other plant life. This process of succession resulted in nutrient-rich histosols and peat. Volo Bog contains the thickest known deposit of peat in northeastern Illinois, where 34.56 feet of peat have been measured.
Sphagnum moss forms a floating mat on top of the water. The sphagnum moss floats because of gas-filled cells that allow its buoyancy. The water containing the moss is always acidic because the moss absorbs bases and releases acids. When sphagnum moss dies, it decomposes very slowly and incompletely because of the acids and lack of oxygen, which keep bacteria from growing. Because of the bog's acidity, it supports a wide range of plants unique to Illinois. Out of the sphagnum moss grows the tamarack tree, a threatened species in Illinois. Despite being a deciduous tree, it has needles, which it loses each fall, releasing tannic acid into the peatland. This release of tannic acid also maintains the high acidity of the bog. Because of this nutrient-poor, acidic environment, the Volo Bog is home to the carnivorous pitcher plant, an endangered species in Illinois. This plant has adapted to the low nitrogen concentration of the soil. Notice the cup-shaped leaves of the plant used as a way to lure insects, which fall into the plant and are slowly digested. The bog is also home to plants such as the pussy willow and poison sumac. Along with these unique plants are many forms of wildlife that inhabit the bog. Though there are a few fish in the pond, birds like the sandhill crane thrive on insects and aquatic plants. Reptiles such as the northern water snake and painted turtle also live in this unique ecosystem.
Here you can see a painted turtle sunbathing near the banks of the open water. The bog is also home to beavers and muskrats, which were the subject of an ecosystem management technique used by the DNR representatives at the bog. Because beavers hate the sound of flowing water, they often plug water outlets, disturbing the natural water levels of the bog. Because of this, DNR representatives created the beaver baffler, which allows water to flow through the perforated PVC pipe without creating the flowing sound that the beavers so despise. This keeps the water at a level appropriate for the survival of the endangered plants of the bog. The relationships that the plants and animals share in Volo Bog help make up this distinctive wetland ecosystem and allow visitors of the bog to observe some of the rare, threatened, and endangered species of Illinois.